What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith, one half of the Blue Bloods College Game Time podcast, and today I'm hitting you with a Razor reflection. But before we get into it, please hit subscribe. Our full channel, we drop fresh college sports content every single day. If you're watching this video, you're probably on the Hog Heaven playlist where we only exclusively drop Razorback content. So today, you saw the title, The Transfer Portal Isn't for Everyone. Now, right now, the landscape of college football is kind of taking on this wild, wild west free-for-all, right? Between the transfer portal, the NIL laws and things that are in place, it appears that like it's just open season free agency for college football. I do think that's going to change as the NCAA tries to get a grapple on things and tries to get an infrastructure in place and maybe put some boundaries and some structures on things. But overall, I mean, can you really trust the NCAA to get it right? I don't know. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is KJ Jefferson. Because I think in the midst of the Hog season, I think in the midst of the college football landscape, I think just with some of the other stories around Sam Pittman and Treylon Burks, it's really just kind of gone under the radar. Not just the kind of season KJ Jefferson's had, but his story. You know, he's really shown that not everybody needs to use the transfer portal. Because if we go back just 24 months ago, 2 years, KJ Jefferson was in a position where he had just seen the coaching staff that recruited him get fired. We bring in Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman immediately brings in Kendall Briles, who then immediately brings in a grad transfer quarterback, a grad transfer SEC quarterback in Felipe Franks, and then a decorated four-star quarterback that he had been recruiting since he was at Florida State in Malik Hornsby. So from KJ's perspective, he's going, okay, the guys that recruited me are out, and the new guys that are in have just brought in my short-term replacement and the long-term replacement for the Razorback quarterback position. On paper, he had a justifiable reason to go elsewhere. Now, let me put this disclaimer in. I'm not knocking the transfer portal. In fact, I love the transfer portal because the Razorbacks have benefited from it. On this current team's roster, just look at our defensive line, and then next year's roster. And I'm telling you, Pittman ain't done with that yet. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. You may see a big-time defensive back entering the Razorback, joining the Razorbacks via the transfer portal. But even if not, we've got a former 5-star receiver, former number 8 overall edge rusher in the country. So I'm all for the transfer portal as it continues to improve the Razorback roster. But what I'm saying is, just from a general standpoint, it's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. And I think it's important not to lose sight of the stories like KJ Jefferson, where he had everything in front of him. He had every justifiable reason to leave, but he didn't. He chose to stay put. He put his head down, he went to work, he grinded it out, and he stayed the course. And he said, you know what, they brought this grad transfer in. I'm going to learn as much as I can from Franks. I'm going to learn as much as I can from this guy who will probably go on to play in the NFL. Let me see what his habits are like. Let me see what his work ethic is like. Let me see how he takes the game and processes things from play to play. And he took all of that knowledge, soaked it all in, got whatever reps he could during that season, worked as hard as he could. And then now that he's the starting guy, I mean, look at the performance he's put on this season. One of the things that stuck out about KJ Jefferson to me over the course of this season particularly is if you watch him play against Rice and you watch him play against Missouri, he's not the same quarterback. He's improved significantly over the course of the season. Now, does he still have things he needs to work on? Sure. But I'll let all the experts and gurus break that down for you. I'm just a fan, just like you watching this video. And what I've seen as a fan is a guy who the start of the season is not the same at the end of the season. And that's really all you can ask for, particularly out of your quarterback. So, I mean, let's think about earlier this year. He became one of 3 quarterbacks in the last 20 plus years to throw 80% or better on 20 or more passing attempts. The other 2 guys, Brandon Allen and Ryan Mallett, who both were in the NFL. One of them still is there. I just love that our quarterback at the University of Arkansas is also paving a path that's showing these younger athletes, hey, you don't have to go to the portal. It can still work out in your favor if you'll just stay put, stay the course, and go to work. which is exactly what KJ Jefferson did. And I have tremendous respect for that. But I also, again, I'm not knocking anybody that utilizes the transfer portal, especially if they want to come to the University of Arkansas. All right, that's all I got for you today. Please hit subscribe. Really appreciate all the support that we're getting. If you're a Hog fan, stay tuned to the Hog Heaven playlist. And if you're a Hog fan and just a general college sports fan, go check out the rest of our channel. Like I said, we drop content every single day. Me and my co-host, Brandon Holmes, we're locked in, man. So, peace.